The cabin was my sanctuary. I had spent 2 years of my life and every penny of my savings designing and building this secluded, beautiful house deep in the woods, a place where I could finally retire in peace, surrounded by nature and silence. It was finished just last month. I was literally unpacking the final boxes when my daughter, Jessica, and her husband, Greg, showed up unannounced, beaming with what I initially thought was pride, but quickly realized was ruthless ambition. Greg, my polished corporate son-in-law, clapped me on the shoulder and announced, without a hint of question or request, Mom, this house is perfect. My parents are moving in next week. I stared at him, my blood turning to ice. My new, custom-built, debt-free home, my long-awaited retirement haven, was being claimed by his entitled, manipulative family, simply because they liked the aesthetic. When I refused, Greg's smirk evaporated, and he said, "You don't have a choice. Jessica agrees. We're doing this for the family." I was being bullied out of my own refuge by the people I loved most, all for the sake of his parents' comfort. Was I wrong to treat the arrival of his parents not as a family visit, but as an invasion, requiring a defense strategy worthy of a military operation? Tell me if your quiet, peaceful future was threatened by such brazen entitlement. Would you gently negotiate or prepare a chilling surprise of your own? My name is Elias **, and I am 60 years old. I'm a recently retired master electrician and former military logistics officer. My life is defined by planning, precision, and self-sufficiency. After my wife passed away 5 years ago, I decided to fulfill my lifelong dream, building a self-sustaining home in the remote woods of the Pacific Northwest. I purchased 10 acres and spent years pouring my expertise and sweat equity into constructing a highly secure, modern, off-grid retreat. This house wasn't just wood and wire, it was my final fortress. Jessica, my only child, is a sweet but easily influenced woman who has always deferred to Greg since their wedding 5 years ago. Greg is a high-level manager at a logistics firm, smooth, overly confident, and possessing a colossal sense of entitlement that grows with his bank account. His parents, Dale and Carol are two peas in a pod, demanding, perpetually dissatisfied, and convinced that the world owes them premium service. The conflict started the moment Greg saw the house fully furnished. The cabin is state-of-the-art, solar panels, rainwater harvesting, and a specialized, high-security gate with a long, private driveway. It's beautiful, but deliberately remote 30 miles from the nearest town. The commute to Dad's golf club is impossible from here, Greg, I said, trying to laugh it off after his announcement. Greg didn't smile. We're not talking about your old house, Elias. We're talking about this one. My parents need to downsize, but they need privacy, and they love the natural stone finish. We decided this is the best solution. You can move back to your old condo until you sort out your next steps. Next steps, Greg. This is my step. I built this house to live in it. It's not a rental property for your parents. That's when the mask slipped. Look, we're doing this. Dale needs a quiet place to recuperate from his back surgery, and the air here is pristine. Jessica and I will manage the move. We'll even pay you a nominal rent, maybe $8,000 a month. $1,000 a month for a $750,000 home I owned outright. The answer is no, Greg. Absolutely not. Tell Dale and Carol to look elsewhere. He then dropped the betrayal bomb. Jessica thinks you're being selfish. She said you're too isolated out here anyway. We are bringing them up next Friday, and she gave me your security codes. They are moving in. Jessica, my own daughter, had not only agreed to this invasion, but had provided the security details for my home. The realization that they were willing to orchestrate my forced displacement hit me like a physical blow. They weren't asking, they were asserting ownership over my life. I hung up, heart pounding with a cold, righteous rage. Negotiation was impossible. Greg viewed me as a senile, easily manipulated obstacle. He needed a harsh, undeniable lesson in property rights and the true definition of self-sufficiency. Given my background, I didn't call a lawyer immediately. I called my former colleague, Mike **, a brilliant but eccentric specialist in military-grade communication and surveillance systems. I told him I needed to activate the full, customized functionality of my off-grid security systems Greg, being a city boy, would never know existed. My house was designed as a fortress against nature and, if necessary, against people. The surprise needed to be less about confrontation and more about making their occupation of my home an intolerable nightmare of isolation, inconvenience, and psychological strain, all while staying perfectly legal and entirely within the limits of my own property lines. I spent the next week transforming my retirement haven into a highly inconvenient, hyper-personalized wilderness experience just for Dale and Carol. First, the **gate**. The main security gate, 400 feet down the private drive, suddenly developed an electrical fault. Instead of opening easily, it began requiring a series of overly complex, unique codes changed every 12 hours, delivered via a deliberately broken satellite messaging system. If the code was entered incorrectly twice, the gate would lock down for 8 hours, accompanied by a deafening, localized alarm system designed to attract nothing but mountain wildlife. Second, the ** water supply **. My rainwater harvesting system was the primary source. I installed a temporary override that would fluctuate the water pressure wildly, from a trickle to a blasting jet every 3 minutes, making simple tasks like showering or washing dishes impossible. The well backup, which Greg assumed was the primary source, was redirected to a remote, decorative rock fountain visible only from the master bedroom window, making a tantalizing, infuriating noise. Third, the ** power system **. The house was fully solar, but I installed a specific logic gate that tied the power output directly to the ** living room thermostat **. If the temperature was set * above 68 degrees or below 60 degrees *, which is precisely where Dale and Carol would set it, the main circuits would flicker and reduce to a single, low-wattage emergency lamp in the utility closet, completely disabling the Wi-Fi. Fourth, the ** pest control **. The woods are teeming with harmless but noisy creatures. I repurposed an audio system to emit low-frequency sounds at random intervals, attracting swarms of ** woodpeckers to the exterior eaves and ** squirrels * to the chimney flue, all non-destructive, but terrifyingly loud and relentless. So that's the situation I was in. My son-in-law, Greg, and my daughter, Jessica, planned to forcibly move Greg's entitled parents, Dale and Carol, into my new, self-built, off-grid house against my explicit refusal. I had less than 24 hours until their arrival. Instead of yielding, I activated a complex, customized security and logistical nightmare designed to make the house legally habitable but practically unbearable for anyone not familiar with its Inner workings. Before I tell you about the disastrous surprise Dale and Carol received, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have focused on first. Isolating them, disrupting their comfort, or disabling their communications. The day Greg, Jessica, Dale, and Carol arrived was sunny. I watched the whole event unfold from a concealed trail camera deep in the woods, sipping coffee. Greg's large SUV pulled up to the security gate. He confidently entered the initial 4-digit code Jessica had given him. The gate lights flashed red. A robotic, heavily distorted voice boomed. ***, code expired. A new access key has been sent to the registered device. Failure to comply will result in lockdown. ***, Greg, confused, checked his phone. The new code, a 16-digit alphanumeric key, arrived via an encrypted SMS on the faulty satellite system, meaning it took 3 minutes to load. He was furious. It took him 20 minutes of fumbling and 2 lockdown alarms before he finally got the code right. Dale, meanwhile, was yelling from the back seat about the primitive security. The interior was Phase 2. Dale, recovering from back surgery, insisted the thermos that be set to a tropical 75 degrees immediately. The moment the reading hit 68.1 degrees, the lights cut out. "It's the power grid, darling," Carol declared loudly, oblivious to the fact that the house was off-grid. Typical cheap construction, they called Greg, demanding he fix it. Greg, knowing nothing about my custom solar setup, spent an hour looking for a fuse box that didn't exist. He called me repeatedly. I let it ring 3 times, then texted back. ***, system seems fine on my end. Probably a localized user error. Did you touch the thermostat? ***, the next morning was the absolute climax of the misery. Carol tried to take a shower. The water blasted her, then dwindled to a cold drizzle, then blasted her again, all while the faint, infuriating sound of the ornamental rock fount gurgled just outside her earshot in the master bedroom. She stormed out, hysterical. Dale, needing quiet for his convalescence, was attacked by the local wildlife. The rhythmic, maddening tapped, tap of woodpeckers on the eaves, and the frantic scratching of squirrels in the chimney flue drove him to a breaking point. He called Greg, screaming, "This place is cursed. Get us out. I can't even get a stable cup of tea." The final straw was the internet. Greg and Jessica needed the high-speed connection for remote work. Since the heat kept getting toggled, the power kept cutting, and the Wi-Fi remained permanently disabled. They were completely isolated, unable to communicate effectively with the outside world, unable to explain why their perfect new home was utterly uninhabitable. By the second evening, the siege was complete. Greg drove back with a U-Haul truck, looking exhausted and defeated. Dale and Carol were sitting on the front porch, wrapped in blankets, refusing to go back inside. Greg confronted me 2 days later at my old condo. He wasn't arrogant, he was humbled. "You sabotaged the house," he stated flatly. "I customized my off-grid security and maintenance systems, Greg. It works perfectly when used properly. You just didn't read the owner's manual, which is precisely why you assumed you could simply move in." "What do you want?" he asked, defeated. "I want 2 things. First, an apology from you and Jessica in writing, acknowledging the attempted invasion and the violation of my property rights. Second, you are going to pay the environmental contractor to come out and install a new, permanent gate system on my property, one that only I control. That is the price of the ***owner's manual ***, and the system reset code." They complied completely. The written apologies were delivered, sincere and contrite, especially Jessica's, who cried, admitting Greg had pressured her. Greg paid for the new gate, costing him thousands. I am now living in my quiet, secure home in the woods. I have the ultimate peace of mind, a home that works flawlessly for me, and that is absolutely hostile to entitlement and unsolicited guests. The only surprise I truly prepared was the lesson that some retirement plans are worth defending with extreme prejudice. Like this video if you believe a man's home is his fortress and should be defended against entitlement. Subscribe for more stories where Tex, Avi revenge triumphs over greed. Share your final thoughts on Greg and his parents' disastrous weekend in the comments section below. I'll see you all in the next story.